Hi, folks. This is Mountainman coming to you from parts unknown. Ha ha ha. Well, I had to wait to see about Mr. T's victory speech tonight, and I wasn't going to do a picture show, and I don't know how good my reception is coming in. I'll have to wait till some people get in the chats so I can find out. So I'm keeping an eye on my timer, because I'm not in the optimal position to do a picture show, but we shall see. So please let me know if you're getting reception. Give it time. Don't tell me it's choppy or whatever when you just hear one little problem. But if you got a good reception, let me know. But anyway, I got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. I put up this thumbnail. I put it up before. Pow, pow, pop, pop, bing, bing, boom, boom. Mr. Trump has done that so many times in the past, but you know what? They're doing a drive to act like he's losing his mind, and we'll get into that. What a phony, baloney bunch of garbage that is. But anyway, so I to prove that he's done the pow, pow, bing, bing, bop, bop, boom, boom so many times in the past, I put a thumbnail up to prove it that I did months ago. And I will put part 2 or redux on this. But anyway, I hope I'm having a good signal. Hello, Donna. How are you? White Lightning, how are you? William Tyre, how are you? Georgia. Wanda. I got a 5x5 from Georgia. Hi, Marla. Well, good. That is encouraging because of my setup where I am. I wanted to make sure I have a good signal. So anyway, I'll try to be good tonight and not be temperamental. But you know what? I had a CNN. I might get a clip of it now that I'm having a halfway good reception. No, I just started, Gloria. I just started 2 minutes and 28 seconds ago. Hi, Angel. Hi, Marilyn. Nice to see you. Nice to see you all. Now, Nikki said she wouldn't be able to make it tonight. She might pop in. I don't know. She had a lot of driving to do. Unfortunately, she had to go to a couple of services, funeral services for family members. It was rather stressful for her. And so she's taking a break, but she may pop in. You never know. But we're going to wish her well, wish her and her family well, and give everybody a chance to rest up. But anyway, so we had somebody released surveillance tapes. They called them surveillance tapes of Carrie Lake being propositioned with a bribe. And you know what? I'll play it for y'all. I got the long version. I got a short version, a medium version, a long version from different places. I'll play the long version. And I think you hear the word pause. This character's trying to talk Carrie Lake, no, you're not dropping out. It's a pause. So anyway, we've talked about that in the past. Yes, indeed. Angel prayers for Nikki and her family. So, yeah, she said no, Marla. She told him to stick it. But she did tell us some months ago that somebody came right up to her door. Remember that, folks? And we talked about it in the broadcast where she did an interview and she said, she answered the door. Some guy standing there telling her, name your price. Name your price. You just back out and we'll give you whatever you want. Jersey Joe, how you doing? The Cat, how you doing? So Nikki Haley, she came out in Trump. I was listening to him. I didn't have my pen with me, so I better say things before I forget. But he said, when she came out in that fancy dress that wasn't so fancy, turned out wasn't so fancy, She rushed out there when it said there was like a 7-point spread. And he said, I said, we got to get out there because we can't let people get away with bull S, right? And he said it. And he said, now I'm at almost 14 points. It was 12 points a minute ago. Now I'm almost 14. So she tried to get out there and make it seem like she's closing in. And I didn't get a chance to record it, but there was a report. I think it was on CNN or MSNBC, one of the two, I believe, that said exit polls showed there was more Democrats coming to the New Hampshire primary than there were Republicans because they were putting the word out to try to what? What's that word? Starts with a C, ends with a T. A heat with a C in front of it. Cheat. You got to wonder if you got a neighbor who you spend time with or a friend that's a Democrat or even a relative that would, I'll use the word timber. What kind of timber are they made of? If they would be so low. I mean, that's low. To go and pretend, to go spend your time going to a primary to cast ballots just to try to screw up somebody in a party that's not even your own party. And if you've got people that and you're friendly, don't be harsh with them. Just say, what kind of behavior is that? Do you think that's very mature? Do you think that is very fair? Do you think that is the way for an honest person to behave? Those are all legitimate questions. Like I said before, you don't tell people they're ninnies. You ask them not to act like a ninny. Please don't act like a ninny. I was going to make those shirts that we're going to say, don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous. In case they broke out the thing where you're supposed to cover your face and be 6 feet apart. Just have a thing on my back that says, don't be ridiculous. Or stop being ridiculous. So, anyway, let's see. What was the court ruling do we have here? Angela. Yeah, Secret Service man. I saw Trump in the interview, and he said Barron was 6'8". Hi, Wanda. Let's see. Skunkwood. Sissy, how you doing? If I missed anybody, I'm trying to keep a train of thought and see what's going on. But anyway, I've had this picture up long enough. Let me show you what I got underneath here. How do you like that? How do you like that meme? You guys want to get a screenshot of that? Trump pledges it, part of the plan. So, poor old Democrats and those counter vote counts sucking the money from mainstream candidate parties. That's right. Well, I tell you, it's even more impressive of a victory if you see that over 50% of the people voting in the primary today were Democrats, and Trump did as well as he beat her by double digits. And I don't know what the final numbers are going to be, but Nikki Haley did time it. So it would look like she was in a winning spot. But anyway, before I play this Carrie Lake video, let me finish what Trump was saying about Haley. He said she's not going to win, but if she did, she wouldn't last 10 minutes. They would be on her, indicting her. Let me see. I'm trying to talk here. All right. Yeah, I've got all that new insight. Yeah, I sure do. I got it all in there. I meant to put it in my title. Texit. That's what they're talking about over in Russia media. Texit, just like Brexit. We might be seeing a Texit. So I got to remind myself to switch that or put that in my title because there's a lot of stuff going on with standing up to the Biden schemes with that barbed wire, you know. Pappy Two Bears, how you doing? Yeah. Hi, Miss Sue. How are you doing? Make sure you're all on live chat. Yeah. I hope everybody gets live chat. And I hope it's coming through clear. So, yeah, hi, Em. Yeah, they have no scruples. Donna, yeah, they're like a bunch of children. They are children. So, yeah, if you know anybody who went down there to piddle around and try to screw up Trump, just made him look foolish. But anyway, here's something a little funny here from the Babylon Bee. Everybody needs a laugh, right? Babylon Bee. Supreme Court rules Texas must replace barbed wire with a giant red carpet. Oh, really? Wanda said, well, Trump said, the other thing he said was that he announced that they just won Nevada by 100%. He said, you might as well say. He said their polls were showing that we were 95%, 90%. He said, and everybody else decided not to play, including Nikki Haley. And she's acting like South Carolina's the next battle. Yes, because you didn't even show up in Nevada. Okay? Trump smacked you around 2 for 1, you know? And so Nevada is supposedly in the future, but it's in the bag already. That's one other thing Trump said. But anyway, when Trump was talking about Haley not lasting 5 minutes, or she'd be under indictment or getting the same kind of treatment Trump's getting now, he said she's got about 5 things. He said I could name at least 5 things off the top of my head where she would be getting investigated over. He said she didn't want to talk about it. And Ron almost been or almost have been, he would have had some concerns too. He said, you know, with Nikki, it's not really big things, but they would have made big things out of it. So he was pointing out, you know, that she tried this stage stuff. But the other thing was I noticed that Nikki Haley did in her speech was she brought up the same talking points, exact same talking points as we were dealing with last night about the left claiming Trump is suffering from some kind of dementia or something. They're all on the same page. Speak of the devil. How you doing, Freedom Rider? So, hi, Ivan. How you doing? David, how are you? Connecticut. Ha nice to see you here tonight. Here this evening. Bill, how you doing? So, anyway, but she had some plants out there in the audience. If you ever, you know, take a Pepto-Bismol and listen to Nikki's, I guess, sound like a victory speech, even though she lost by what now? It's 13, 14, maybe 15 points by now. But anyway, you hear the same voices saying, dementia, geriatric. You know, they're keywords. They're trying to get these keywords across. And that's why I put the bop, bop, bing, bing in there, because I put the same thumbnail up months ago. And here's an example. When Trump was talking about them launching a missile, he said they are so level-headed. You only got seconds, and they just sit there as calm as can be. Boom, boom, beep, beep, bam, bam. And it's done. They do their job under pressure, no problem. Well, here's the articles they came out with about that. Bing, 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 ding, ding, boom. Daily dot. Trump's Looney Tunes explanation of missile defense tech gets memed. By who? Memed by who? A bunch of crazy Democrats scraping the bottom of the barrel to act like Trump has dementia. Trump attempts to describe missile defense, ding, ding, boom, whoosh. This is Trump's attempt to describe missile defense has to be heard to be believed. The New Republic, cognitive decline. Listen to Trump try to describe missile defense. Well, that's the way he does it. That's why I put a thumbnail up that I put up months ago, because that's how he describes things. And I'll tell you what, if I find a video, I'll play it. He said somebody goes up to one of them contraptions. I can't say M-A-C-H-I-N-E, right? He goes up to one of those contraptions and puts Trump in. It goes in the contraption. And next thing he says, through all these countries, he said countries, bing, bing, bop, bop, boom, boom, and comes back saying Biden. Okay? Is that cognitive decline, or is that telling them we know what you did? And we know the internet can infiltrate those contraptions and other countries can interfere. Right, folks? So, anyway, just wanted to show you why I use that same thumbnail. Hi, Alan. How you doing? Yeah, check the chats up a little higher, Miss Mindersu. Nikki had some family events, funerals to go to, and she's may pop in, but she had very long drives and trying day. So give her a break. That's what we're going to do. We're going to give her a break. Hi, Lone Wolf. How you doing? So, let me see. 51st Texas count declares an invasion. Yeah. We're going to see what happens there. When you got Russian media talking about, I'll put up some of their posts, putting up words like Texit, T-E-X-I-T, just like Brexit, exit, Texas exit, Redhausen, how you doing? Linda Marie, how you doing? Tennessee, how you doing? Nice to see you all. You're welcome, Miss Mindersu. We're hoping she'll be back. Wednesdays, I sometimes I don't broadcast on Wednesday, but I might, never know, depending on events. But since they want to play that game of claiming that Mr. T has got cognitive decline, I gotta get a video. I talked about Biden losing his bowels in front of the Pope and then stinking out a royal dinner, a royal banquet over in England. Well, I found another video where he was talking to, I think, with some firemen in a fire hall, and he's babbling other jobs, and we got to have a future for people. And all of a sudden, you're, and he just keeps talking, and the guys are standing around saying, what? So, he's a stinker. Hi, Gary, you got two hands on the wheel, you say. Two hands on the wheel. Well, be safe, buddy. Drive safe. Georgia said I need a new mod. No, Nick, you'll be back. I got buttons I can push. And flush the commode pretty quick. If we got anybody needs to get I need to get that sound effect when we're a toilet flushing, gloosh, or I could just do what I just did, gloosh. But anyway, in case we get anybody that is a problem. So anyway, here we have the Babylon Bee is having a little bit of fun. White House explains that Biden smeared suntan lotion on his sandwich and spread mayo on his face, a simple mistake that could happen to anyone even someone without dementia. So if they want to play that game of dementia and all this crap, boy, we got material to fire back. And Trump is just as sharp as could be, just like he was tonight during his speech. And here I am. I lose track of my thoughts and stuff like that, but you don't see Trump losing track of his thoughts. He comes out and lays it out. And, it's driving them crazy. They can't stand it. Here, I dug this old meme up. Here we go. This old meme, kind of like this old house. This old meme, they just can't get him out of their head. And just like Trump said, they got me for another 4 years. Let me center that up. There you go. Ha, 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 ha. If they'd have just left him alone, let him finish the wall, finish doing the peace talks in the Middle East, and, got rid of, the criminals, they couldn't leave him alone. They couldn't leave him alone. That's why he's saying, hey, they're going to have me deal with me for another 4 years because they had to get him out of there. So, I see what you're saying, Insight. That's what Russia thinks, civil war. But anyway. And here's another one. If you don't have it, you can put it in there in your quiver. They wouldn't be so terrified of Donald Trump if Biden actually received 81 billion votes. And again, in his speech tonight, Trump said, let's get real. I won New Hampshire in 2022. In 2020 also. I've won it every time I've come. And of course, we know they jiggered it for Biden, Oh, Gary, I got to put this up. I've had this in my studio for a while, but I'm sure you're on top of it. Maybe they've done away with it. But here's a report. Alaska Democrats, wouldn't you know it, demand a ban on oil drilling. Consider a ban on oil drilling despite oil making up half of the state economy. I wanted to bring that up with some past conversations we had. Hopefully that's been quashed. But you see, that you can't work with these people. You can't work with them. You got to get them out of office because, their delusions overwhelm their brains. Here is another good one. Don't mind us. Are my chats on the screen or can you see the whole meme? Don't mind us. Whoa, we're just burning hundreds of gallons of jet fuel. Gee, I can't get that lined up. There we go. We're burning hundreds of gallons of jet fuel to de-ice this clean energy wind turbine. So, and they want to talk about not allowing people or drilling oil up there in Alaska. It's ridiculous. And then I got this one. Me and my homies. What George Washington would say about it now. What they'd be doing right about now with all these screwballs that are in office. Anyway. I see what you're saying, Freedom Rider, but Trump is going to crush it. I mean, he's going to win by so much, and he's going to do a Ronald Reagan 2.0, 49 or 50 out of 50 states. Did I hear Biden try and take credit for the peach deals? Yeah, good luck to him. They don't respect him. They can't stand him. They won't shake hands with him. They don't give him respect when he goes to visit. Homie, Where the whole meme. Oh, okay, that's a new term there. Let's see. Yeah, when he eats ice cream, he's being lactose intolerant. That's stuff gets a little crazy. Now, did anybody check any of their money? I saw a video that said Steve Mnuchin's. Steve Mnuchin's name is showing up on new money as the Secretary of the Treasury. Did you all hear that too? Did you all hear that too? That's right. That's right, Dennis. I hate to tell you you're wrong, but you're wrong. Is Steve Mnuchin's money showing up on name showing up on new money? We have to ask our financial expert what that means. Hi, Ivan. How you doing? Hey, let's see. Yeah, they don't want nothing good for the American people. That's true. Take 49 states. The level of division. I thought you were a financial expert and all that stuff. If you're a financial expert, you should know how to spell division. Anyway, 5 or 6 battleground states. No, there isn't going to be the battleground states. He's going to mop the floor with them. Let me tell you, I was there with Reagan through both of his victories. It was a massacre. I mean, and by the polls closed at, I forget, 7 o'clock. And by 8 o'clock, 7:30, everybody was calling it a night. It was over. And biggest victories in history. You couldn't find it on the money. What I think it's somebody said it was brand new money. I mean, I'll see if I can get a copy of that. And if that's the case, if Steve Mnuchin's money is on brand new money, what? That means that there's some DJT influence, all right, in the administration. Just like a lot of people saying, "Hi, Fancy Oak, how you doing? Hi, cameraman, how you doing?" Fancy Oak says, "Yes, his name is on the money. Showed it to your sister a year ago." Is it on money that was printed during the Biden administration? Is it on current, like 2003 and 2004 money? We'll have to keep an eye open for that. Steve Mnuchin, because he mentioned in his speech, not a half hour ago, he said, you be a good treasurer. I forget who he said that to, and that's what reminded me about Steve Mnuchin, 2017. Now, that would make sense, Fancy Oak, because Trump was in office then. But people are saying it's coming out in current bills. Current bills. 2022, 23. That's what we want to know. What's on there? Because there's got to be 2022 bills and 2023 bills, because that's the only way they get money is print more. So, let's see. I'm just looking through the chats. All right, you're doing good, cameraman. That's good to hear. Yeah, Mnuchin was in when Trump was in. Trump was in 2017. But anyway, I'll go ahead and play this little clip of where they're trying to bribe Carrie Lake. And where did our resident financial expert and hopefully reformed liberal go? Freedom might be in here. We're trying to reform him. We're trying to reform him, and we'll see. But anyway, what do you all think of this? And, the way they came across on Telegram, there is down to the bottom. It's a little dark, but you can see the box where they print their words out. Well, one thing to do is notice how many times they say the word, he says the word pause. But anyway, this is Republican Party Chair Jeff DeWitt trying to tempt Carrie Lake and tell her all the reasons why she should take a big stack of money and just pause, just till Trump is out of the picture and then come back in, back scratching. You scratch my back or their back. All right, here we go.
Is there a number at which
I can be bought?
not be bought?
That's what it's about.
You can take a pause for a couple of years.
No.
And then go right back to what you're doing.
No. 10 million, 20 million, 30, no. A billion, no. This is not about money. This is about our country. I think it's disturbing that they would even, that anybody would think this is...
No, to be fair, even me, I'll say this. I want a fresh face right now for the reason that I've never seen anyone, I can't think of a single person in a federal race who's lost, ran in and won. I can't think of it. If you can think of it, let me know.
I am not going to let these people who hate our country tell me not to run. You should call them and tell them to get behind me. So what's going on? What is, I'm assuming this is our friend.
This is back east. There are very powerful people that want to keep you out.
Oh no, they do.
But they're willing to put their money where their mouth is in a big way. So, this conversation never happened.
This is crazy though. They should want me. I'm a great candidate. People love me. These people are corrupt.
Well,
this conversation never happened, he said. And these people back east, very powerful people, they want to put their money where their mouth is. And I'll keep playing it, Bob. But if you'll listen, you can hear Carrie Lake. She's eating like popcorn or something. You can hear the bag crinkling, and you hear she's got a little something in her mouth, potato chips or something, while she's telling him to go on somewhere. But anyway, I'll let it keep playing.
maybe you're right.
They are right. They are corrupt.
Maybe. This never happened. Don't go. Do me a favor though. I don't get myself in trouble. This, if you say no, which is fine, it's your choice. Don't tell people.
They're gonna try to have me murdered.
I wouldn't doubt that either. Today's world, man. If that stuff that came out last week is right about the cartel stuff, man. They said the cartel's operating in 50 states right now, like all 50. You know? So
what's going on? Who is it? What?
Forget the who. Let me just tell you the what. Let's just say there are people calling around saying, gosh, no, they can't repeat this. Never repeat this. If you say no, don't. If you say, I got offered to buy out. Don't use it. Because then we lose our ability to get things done in the future.
Here's my problem. Rather than just say, let's work with her. She's a great candidate. Because they don't own me. And it pisses me off.
Yeah, it's not almost about ownership.
It's about control.
Well, you heard that. You heard that last part. It's about control. But earlier, they used the red rum word, M-U-R-D-E-R, right, that I can't say. And they brought up that cartel business that I did a broadcast on, where they uncovered all these phony deeds to property and phony deeds of trust to launder money. And the ladies got all the receipts. Okay, but anyway, they're referring to that incident. Anyway, I'll let it keep going.
I don't know it's about control. It's about being on the team. I guess that's, you know what I mean?
They want to be on the team.
They want you to be on their team.
But
just team. You know?
But if they're pushing a globalist agenda, I can't do that. So what do they want? What do they want me to do?
You want to stay out for 2 years. But, I'll tell you what I can offer you. I said, you can do whatever you want. It's a talking head, this and that. So the ask of me was, it's kind of funny. So the ask I got today from back east was, it has to stay between us. Is there any companies out there or something that could just put her on the payroll and give her, to keep her out? And I said, well, what are you willing to do? Like, whatever we need to do.
This is about defeating Trump. And I think that's a bad, bad thing for our country. DeSantis is not America first. This is about the final death blow to Trump. And I don't think that's good for our country.
And you know I love Trump. I love Trump.
It's not good for our country, Jeff.
It's not. But at the same time, I'm not even sure Trump can win again. I don't know that he can win again. I think what it really comes down to for a lot of people, it's not really about like control or agenda. It's just about the ability to raise money to win. You know.
Of course he understands. I'm just looking at some of the comments. I'll play the rest of it. But if you'll notice, he says, don't mind who asked me. In other words, he knows who asked him. He just calls them the people back east. And they're asking, can't we give her cash plus a job somewhere she'll really enjoy and get a big paycheck for? And, you know, there's something in it for him because he's trying to sell her. So somebody, I noticed in the chat, said that he would be in danger, right? Well, let me remind you, this stuff happened before we did that broadcast where what's-her-face, the governor, Hochul, disappeared. Remember that? And there was a temporary governor. Remember that? And then she mysteriously came back. I think the right people got to the bottom of this back then. But anyway, I'll let it keep playing.
If you really want to know, all of politics boils down to money, I think. Mm-hmm. And even on their end, like what makes them the most money?
I know. All these consultants don't want their payday to end. And I don't want to make a deal with these kind of people. This is a hill worth dying on. I'm not, if they're going to steal the election to make me and our movement go away, I'm not letting them do that. I owe it to the people of Arizona.
Or
to carry their torch and their voice.
Or you don't go away, but you pause.
This is the battles right now, Jeff.
You pause and refill your coffers.
No, the battle is right now. The battle is right now, and we don't have time to pause on this battlefield.
You're not. You can't scratch their back. It's not afraid of you.
Yeah.
You don't have anything to offer them, and they're sitting around people that have something to offer them. You know what I mean? It's just it's a back scratching club. That's all DC is. It's a big back scratching club. You're in no position to scratch anybody's back, and you've already made it known that if you get there, you're not going to scratch anybody's back. I don't scratch people's back. You know, I've been on the outs with a lot of people for a long time because I don't scratch backs. You know, where are we in 2 years if they steal the election again?
Listen to what you're saying. Why don't we do something about it? So that we the people can pick our...
What can we do?
I'm not willing to accept that. And I'm going to be the biggest pain in these people's... Go back and tell them that. I'm running, and I'm going to be the biggest pain in their...
I'm willing...
And they're going to have to kill me to stop me.
No, I know. Look. And
you don't have to tell me.
Is there a number at which...
Wow, that's where it ended for me. You heard what she said. And it ends, the video ends, is there a number at which? You know, and I think that's when it started. It goes back to where Carrie Lake said 10 million, 30 million, a billion. So that's a good point to remember. It started off with him asking her how much it would cost to buy. Is there a number? And he went through the majority of this conversation, pushing her to accept or come up with something And at the end, at the last minute or 30 seconds, he started saying, well, you really don't have anything to offer. And they are a back scratching crowd. You scratched their back. They scratched your back. I'm not insinuating that he's just, he's not really a part of it. But hey, as far as I'm concerned, the first 3/4 of this recording, he knows who's doing it, and he's trying to get her to consider something she would find worth her while. He was trying to advance the bribe, or you could even call it extortion, because the discussions about the cartels. So this stuff is going to blossom up. We're going to see a lot more of it, and I think it has already come to a head when she stepped down. Was it Hochul? Stepped down, basically did a temporary resignation and disappeared. Remember that, folks? And then she came back in the picture. And after that stuff happens, we get these surveillance tapes. Now, why would they be called surveillance tapes? Because somebody's surveilling these crooks, that's why. And, there's so many different criminal operations going on in so many different states regarding so many different dramas, like the Fanny Willis thing. She put a filing in to respond to her subpoena to be deposed in the divorce case. And I saw somebody did a video on that acting like Fanny, I didn't mean to say Fanny, it's Fanny, was actually in the right. And this young girl, this young YouTuber, was pointing out that Fanny's response to the deposition accused the wife of adultery prior to her relationship with the other woman's husband, and also menacing, in my mind, menacing the ex-wife by saying she was somehow behaving criminally, obstructing justice by even trying to pull her into the deposition. She was trying to use the power of her office. And I heard the wife's attorney today. She was speaking with the judge, laying it out there as to why Fanny should have to show up. And when she mentioned that Fanny Willis accused the wife of obstructing justice, the judge immediately said, no, nobody needs to go there. Nobody needs to go there. And the wife's attorney said, thank you. Yes, you're right, Your Honor. And so, hey, something's going to come out of this big with Fanny Willis and her boyfriend / husband, because he is still married. And the wife also said that in Fanny Willis's filing, she libeled or defamed whatever level of tort by saying she had an affair, when she said she texted somebody that was, I believe, out of state, and that she never personally met with the person. She was texting with a friend she knew back in the day, and they never even touched flesh. They never even saw each other. So Fanny's got herself a can of worms. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets arrested. I'm not saying it's anything imminent, but I believe, they think Fanny Willis is going to be king of the hill and Trump's going to be in jail. But I think in a year from now, Trump will be president and Fanny Willis will be in jail, along with many, many others. And this person here, Jeff DeWitt, I hope he's got some good, some construct in his mind where he can justify the things that he was saying to Carrie Lake concerning money, concerning influencing an election, because Donald Trump's name was brought up. And he's got some exposure, no doubt about it. But anyway, let me see what everybody's doing then in the chats. Hi, darting around. How you doing? Yeah, since before Jesus Christ, right, Miss Minder Sue? Ever since the serpent and the apple, right? Walking the earth like a lion. So I'm just looking. Yeah, there's some unsealing coming up. That's why they are so desperate to get that classified documents case where they can keep Trump from putting stuff out. Where in the world? There's some bad rhinos. All the rhinos are bad. They are single songwriter. Let's see. Who said there were bad rhinos? There's no good rhinos. There's no good rhinos. And like single songwriter said, they're not Republicans. They're called globalists. They're called uniparty. Globalists is fine too. Yeah. Oh, the thing is, Freedom Rider, the Republicans aren't running a mob family. It's the uniparty. They're Democrats, Republicans, globalists. Hi, Araceli. How are you? Nice to see you. And the quicker you get that understanding, your life will be a lot simpler. We don't want you losing your mind when Trump wins a spectacular victory. I mean, we're going to have a magnificent victory, and we're getting rid of all these crooks because they're all tied in. What do you see on the screen right there? That's when they laid their cards on the table, right? This is who I want for vice president. Whoops, wait a minute. I might as well put this up because they're all involved in this right here. Rhinos, globalists, Democrat Party, Republican Party, all of them know about what's going on, what you see on the screen right there. Trump says success will unify us. That is true. But what also is true, when people find out the truth about the little ones, that is really going to unify us. So this is who I want for BP right here, Mark Robinson. But anyway, if dead people and illegals were voting for Republicans, Democrats would not only want voter ID, they would also want fingerprints, an eye scan, and a DNA sample. Okay? That is very factual. You know, speaking of Fanny Willis and rhinos and, criminals don't care about a party. They just care about where they can get the gravy, where they can get the money. While they were in the Bahamas or San Francisco or where the hell they went on all these exotic cruises, that's when they put these plea deals together with Sidney Powell. And here's what $1 million. Here's what $1 million given it to that gad about adulterer. Here you go. October 20th, 2023. This is the big letter for the first so-called conviction, which it wasn't. It was a diversion that won't even show up on anybody's record. They had to write an apology letter to the people of Georgia. Here you go. Here's one apology letter. I apologize to the citizens of the state of Georgia and Fulton County for, what does it say? For my involvement in count 15 of indictment. Kenneth Chesbro. He just printed it out like a little kid. And Sidney Powell, here you go. This is worth $1 million, right? These criminals that are getting convicted. Here you go, Sidney Powell's. And look, they use the same type of paper. I apologize for my, what does it say? My actions in connection with the events in Coffee or whatever county. Is it Coffee County? Yeah. Wasn't even Fulton County. Sidney Powell. That's it. That's it. That's $1 million right there. And part of the reason they did it is because both these people, Kenneth Chesebro and Sidney Powell, wanted a speedy trial. They wanted a trial right now. And guess what? Fanny, with somebody else's husband, was probably in a cruise somewhere, spending that $1 million. Some that they may be looking at criminal charges for taking federal C-vid money, okay? And boy, they're going to find out a lot. But anyway, what? We got to prepare for trial for these two? No, they throw this little softball crap out there. They scribble out a one-line so-called apology. And let me tell you, I guarantee you Sidney Powell knew about the COVID money. I know Sidney Powell knew about the relationship. And it was all just a matter of time before it came back and bit him right in the rear end, which is what it did. Here you go, right here. I believe in socialism. I love that you're so open about your mental illness. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one to have. That's right, darting around. Where is Durham? And we'll find out. And, you know, they go to sleep at night worrying about that, where Durham is. Where Durham is. Here you go. If the entire Republican Party doesn't, never mind the entire Republican Party, pagan Democrats, Republicans, if they don't unite behind Trump now, there's absolutely no reason to have a Republican Party, period. Put a big fat period on the end of that. So we've got this business going on. Everybody's here. One quick thing. See if you all saw this about the U.S. debt clock. Here we go. You know, there's a secret button that you can push on the debt clock. And sometimes if you push that debt clock, you'll see a message. Remember they had Abraham Lincoln on one of them? Remember that? So what do you all make of this, especially anybody in the financial arena? I'm not going to pick on one person in the chats, but anybody that knows about finance. Let me expand it so you can see. This is after they pushed the debt clock. What does it say? There's a new world coming. He that believeth in me, the works that I do, shall he do also. And greater works than these shall he do. Okay. There's the United States of America. There looks like there's several spots marked. I don't know. But something's coming. And it's not NWO, New World Order. Because they don't believe in God or quoting anything out of the Bible. Thank you very much. That's right, Doug. Who needs political parties anyway? So, yeah, just in case anybody might put something together about that. And here, just before the primary ended, Trump put this out. So ridiculous that Democrats and independents are allowed to vote in the Republican primary, especially since crooked Joe Biden has abandoned New Hampshire. But word is we're doing very well. And yes, that is the word. We'll see what the official totals are, okay? The official totals. But getting back, let's see about this border business. The Babylon Bee also made a little funny here about Amy Coney Barrett. The Babylon Bee, Amy Coney Barrett, says ruling for open border has nothing to do with landscaping work she needs done this summer. I tell you, they really have a good time with that. But what did they say? Oh, that's where Tucker Carlson called Canada and left a voicemail. He called Trudeau and said, "We're coming to free Canada, liberate Canada." I don't know about that, but I guess you all have heard that. I hit that by accident. But anyway, let me see what this some of the different news services are saying. Here is what one of the Eastern news services put up. A reminder. Texas Independence Referendum Act. I believe this was in 2021. They're talking about reviving it. Okay, folks? You see what it says there, right? Whoa, my screen's a little froze up. Let me see. An act relating to proposing referendum to the people of the state of Texas on the question of whether the state should reassert its status as an independent nation. Citation House Bill 3596. I seem to remember that the Texas Constitution is unique among the states because it does have a provision that allows it to secede. I can't tell you the exact verbiage, but I know it's different than the other 49 states for some historical reason pre-Civil War, okay, that would allow the state to be independent under certain circumstances that other states do not have in their constitution, okay? So keep that in mind. So the Ruskies, well, I don't know if the Ruskies put this one up or not, but this is Governor Greg Abbott. His response to this court ruling. This is not over. Now see, you know how some of the mean Democrats, not nice Democrats, not like friends I grew up with, they would never make fun of somebody in a wheelchair, especially a governor of a state like Texas, and mock him and call him Hot Wheels. But they do nowadays. Excuse me while I was sipping my coffee. I don't have a link, but anyway, I have a Buymeacoffee, Buymeacoffee.com. Enter Mountainman. If anybody wants to support the channel, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that's gone to buy me a coffee to help me out. I know. I saw Gary in the chat, and Mr. Mindersu's helped in the past. Cameraman's helped in the past. I've seen a lot of different people, and I can't put a link. But anyway, this is not over. Texas razor wire is an effective deterrent to legal crossings Biden encourages. I will continue to defend Texas's constitutional authority to secure the border and prevent the Biden administration from destroying our property. So they're taking a leaning towards a destruction of property rather than the supremacy clause of the Constitution, where the federal government prevails when there's legal questions like this. So he's coming from a destruction of property on top of everything else. And then we have this here. Chris Olivares. And he's with the Department of Public Safety or something like that with Texas. But anyway, the state of Texas under Greg Abbott's Operation Lodestar will maintain its current posture in deterring illegal border crossings by utilizing effective border security measures, reinforced concertina wire, and anti-climb barriers along the Rio Grande. The logical concern should be why the federal government continues to hinder Texas's ability to protect its border. all while allowing for the exploitation, dangerous, and inhumane methods of permitting illegal immigrants, including children, to illegally cross a dangerous river where many have lost their lives. Texas is the only state using every strategy and resource to protect its sovereignty, combat criminal activity, and discourage illegal immigration. And then Greg Abbott, and it says, Texas will continue to hold the line. Greg Abbott put down there, Texas razor wire is an effective deterrent to the illegal crossings Biden encourages. Okay? So there you go. I'll shrink it down in case anybody wants to get a screenshot of the whole mess and be able to put it on some other form of social media. So anyway, yeah, a lot. Now here's Ken Paxton. Now don't forget, he got swatted a couple of weeks ago, right? Attorney General Ken Paxton, the Supreme Court temporary order allows Biden to continue his illegal effort to aid the foreign invasion of America. So there's where he's coming from. The destruction of Texas's border barriers will not help enforce the law or keep American citizens safe. The fight is not over, and I look forward to defending our state sovereignty. Okay, we'll see where that goes. Here we go. Here's something else. Who put this up? Texas GOP. Breaking. Supreme Court rules Biden administration can cut Texas border wire. Tell Governor Greg Abbott to stand firm, and the feds come and cut it. So that's the meme they're putting out. Come and cut it. And, that's not sounding too good. And other countries are picking up on this. Let me see if I can find the specific mentions. Here we go. I think they called it. Now, bear with me on this. A Potemkin economy. Now, you guys, some of you may want to look up the word Potemkin village. Okay. A Potemkin economy is a false, a fake, an artifice. Okay, like putting up a phony village that nobody lives in. So our economy is like a Potemkin village. Rising infant mortality, rising suicides, let me get this over here where I can read it better, and overdoses, etc., are all the exact same precursors we saw to the collapse of the USSR in the early 1990s. The Soviet Socialist Republic. You're seeing a replay of those events within the United States occur. And now we are seeing the first signs of a political collapse to match the existing social collapse as state and federal authorities duel in a way that hadn't been seen in a long time. So they're talking. Holy cow, Gary! I'm sorry it took me that long to notice the notice, but Gary stopped by Buymeacoffee. I want to thank you so much. It said 28 minutes, but I'm using a different platform where I don't see my notifications as readily as the other platform that I use. But I do appreciate you stopping by Buymeacoffee and helping me out, Gary. And I hope you're still in there. But I've been babbling, and I missed it. So anyway, I appreciate it, Gary. So anyway, they're talking about what's going on in our country. And people say, what do you mean about rising suicide rates? Well, right here. Remember, you know what aside weekend, right? U.S., you know what, asides per 100,000. Look at how they spiked. Male, female, total. Okay? How they spiked. And it went down. Can you see how they dropped down? During whose administration? DJT, okay? U.S. you know what decides, this is from the Wall Street Journal, a record high last year under the Biden administration, men and women. A record high. You know what that means? A high that has never been seen before. A record. By way of context for the record U.S. male, you know what aside rate shown below, demographer Emmanuel Todd noted that in the late 1990s, Russia's you know what aside, when the Soviet Union collapsed, its you know what aside rate was 35 per 100,000. Last year was the highest rate in the U.S. since 1941. I mean, it's just a little, what you call, receipts. And here we have, I think this is a precursor to the Potemkin Village model. What's happening here? Post-liberal order. What we can expect. Recent estimates put the fiscal deficit at 8.6% of GDP in 2023. Outside of the unprecedented response to the pandemic, these sorts of budget deficits are associated with a deep recession of the sort we saw in 2008-2009. But GDP numbers are telling us something deeply counterintuitive, namely that the economy is not in a deep recession, aren't wrong, but is booming. What's going on? Simply put, the government deficit is propping up the economy like a puppeteer holding a marionette. In other words, a debt economy, printing money instead of earning money or creating money, printing money is propping up a false economy that's going to collapse. The Potemkin Village of economics and late liberalism. If anybody wants to look up macroeconomist Philip Pillington examines the similarities between Brezhnev's late Soviet economy and Biden's version of the same downward spiral. Okay, so these types of collapses where a false economy created by the government and monetary printing, they collapse very quickly. Things look normal. Things look like a normal village, pretty houses, pretty, but there's nobody there. It's a phony staged village. And you go up and touch one of the buildings, it just falls apart because it's made of cardboard. Okay? So that is what can happen here, right, Debbie? The money changers, debasing the currency. So, all this stuff is being noticed in and parallels being drawn, but there's got to be a precursor, and that is the conflict that could be on the horizon between the federal government and the states, just like in the early 1860s, okay, the Civil War. Texas installs more razor wire on Eagle Pass border after the Supreme Court said Biden could remove it. Texas will not back down from our efforts to secure the border in Biden's absence. Okay, so, it's a showdown coming. Here we go, right here. End wokeness. Arizona and Texas built makeshift border walls to stop the invasion. Biden sued and got them removed. There is no border crisis. Everything is going according to plan. So let's see what's going on in the chats. Oh, boy. Okay, I'll get to you in a minute, Freedom. Let's see. Just seeing what people are talking about in the chats. Oh, boy. I don't know. I mean, it's off-topic stuff. If somebody's pushing an agenda or propaganda, I'm not going to tolerate it. Let me see what's going on here. I'm talking about a subject. I'm talking about history. I'm talking about the Civil War. I'm talking about the collapse of the Soviet Union. I'm talking about a false economy, all things which are happening right now. I'm talking about conflict between the state and federal government. I'm talking about politicians putting their rivals in prison, trying to, and money being getting ready to collapse. So Freedom Rider says, I'm a cross purposes with my own logic. T ran a massive deficit in his 4 years and printed money to fuel his economy. Now it's B's fault he inherited an economy that's in the toilet. That is childish thinking. And I'll tell you why. And don't type a response when I'm talking. Because I don't like having to repeat crap over and over again. Congress appropriates funds. All funds to be appropriated have to originate in the House of Representatives. Donald Trump does not print money. The only thing he asked for more money on was the border wall, which he took from existing funds from the Pentagon for national security purposes. And he collected billions of dollars in tariffs from China, something no president has ever done, brought money into this country. So you're trying to pin Congress's spending on Trump when he was offsetting it by saving us tens of billions of dollars, keeping out illegal aliens, all right, and using existing funds, and also putting tariffs on China to the tune of $25 billion. Okay, he was bringing money in, so everything you're saying is false. Now, if you want to babble, but you can start typing now, but there's your answer. He does not allocate funds, propose funding, or approve spending or funding. Congress does, and all bills have to originate in the House of Representatives. Read your Constitution. They shut the government down because Trump didn't want them spending as much as they spent. And then they made an attempt on him. He's trying to get a date. I'll tell you what, for all I know, freedom could be, where he's got to reach over and where the rail is on the side of the bed, and there's a wire hanging down and a thing with a big red button, and you push the button and the nurse comes. For all I know, he needs another shot of Thorazine. I don't know. You never know when you're on the internet. He could be in very bad shape. I don't know. Could be institutionalized, and there's nothing wrong with that if you need it. If you're thinking that the types of things the Democrats want to do, here you go. Patricia Dixon put this out. Here she is. Patricia Dixon. This is what Trump derangement syndrome would do to you. Right here. Where you got to press a button for the nurse. And also, what you're going to be finding out, everybody's going to be finding out about in the future. But a lot of us in the chats know about, it's called A-, and the other part of it is Chrome. Okay? And I don't think it's just the T, D, and then the S that gets these people like this. I think there's a lack of supply of the A-, and then the rest of the word is Chrome. Okay, folks? So anyway, and I told you, Freedom, to do some homework. And here I have a little something for you to look at. You go to this site and it's got a letter I'm not allowed to say. Isn't that something in America? I put the red dots over it. But here, post number 245. All you got to do is go there, thatletteralerts.com. Put a hashtag and then 245. You'll see this post. Hussein is evil and a real loser. No special treatment. Shopping around for a new handler protection is fun to watch on the SATs. Spycoms. Morons, all of them. This was back in 2017. And a little teaser if you want to look at 236. Focus on Hussein. Revelations are coming very soon. Huma, Saudi Arabia, that's what SA stands for, and Hussein. That was way back in November of 2017. You know, and I'll tell you, I'm getting ready to close out the broadcast, but I'll show you a couple of pictures. A couple of pictures side by side. Have you ever seen this before? Have you ever seen that before? He's still got his ring on. I've talked about his ring. You know where I first saw pictures like that from? We're going to see more. What we've heard, what we've been told, is he's going to be holding a automatic something, right? A GUN, right? And the story is that will be shocking, but who he's pointing it at will be even more shocking. Aren't you curious? I am. But I'll tell you where these pictures first came out. I'll tell you where. From the Hillary Clinton campaign put these pictures out. The Republicans controlled the House for the first 2 years. They had a bare majority, and they had too many rhinos in there. I mean, you just saw a video where one rhino was trying to bribe Carrie Lake and even bringing up words like KIL and red rum and cartels. Okay? So, yeah, it was very infested when Trump first took over. But you should pay attention to what I just showed you on the screen so you can go to that site and start doing some research that'll blow your mind. I think you'll have a lot of fun. You'll have a lot of fun doing it. Because they never thought she would lose. Okay? All right, I'm going to close out with a video. Oh, this was cute. I thought this was cute. I put this up. I'll put this up. Jared Jermaine put it up. I thought it was Just Jen Reacts. But anyway, this is my dad when he married my mom. I asked him, why are you dressed like this to the wedding? And he said, whoops, daggone it. And he said, I screwed it up. I can't get the chats out of the way. And he said, your mom invited me to the wedding, but she didn't tell me who. I thought that was so cute. And you see her standing there next to her cake in her pretty white dress. And she told him, come to the wedding, and grabbed him and said, you're going to be my husband. Yeah, so what's he going to do? He better go along with it. And just a cute little thing that somebody put up about their parents. Who did that? 11. That's cute. So anyway, we got to have a little fun out of life. And I want to put this video up about Mr. T having a talk with a reporter, just so everybody can get a little reminder of how they used to treat Mr. T and how he started pushing back. And they never gave him any peace, right? And everything he talked about, they twisted. Okay? Wait a second. Holy cow. All right. So anyway, I'll go ahead and play this, folks. I appreciate y'all spending your precious time with me. And thank you, Gary, for helping me out with Buy Me a Coffee. And I will maybe not broadcast tomorrow, but if I do, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you know when I go live. And I'll be talking to you soon. This is Mountainman, over and out.
Great to see everybody on this beautiful, beautiful day in Washington, D.C. Okay, question? Yeah, go ahead. Sure. She's shocked that I picked her.
No.
It's like in a state of shock.
I'm not thinking, Mr.
That's
President.
okay. I know you're not thinking. You never do.
I'm sorry?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
In a tweet this weekend, Mr. President, you said that it's incorrect to say you're limiting the scope of the FBI investigation.
What does that have to do with trade? I don't mind answering the question, but, you know, I'd like to do the trade
It has to
questions
do with the other
first.
headline in the news, which is the
I know,
Kavanaugh
but
nomination.
how about talking about trade, and then we'll get to that. We'll do that later.
Do you think the trade,
Anybody have a trade?
Do you
Go
think
ahead,
your trade
please.
deal will pass through Congress, sir?
I think so, but, you know, if it doesn't, we have lots of other alternatives. But I do think so. I think if they're fair, which is a big question, but if it's fair on both sides, the Republicans love it. Industry loves it. Our country loves it. If it's fair, it will pass. I think it'll pass easily, really easily, because it's a great deal. Okay, let's go. Come on. You want to, I guess, get off trade. I don't know.
Thank
People
you.
are falling asleep with trade. I think it's, to me, it's the most exciting thing you can talk about, right, Joni? Right? All right, let's go. Come on.
Thank you, Mr. President. In a tweet this weekend, you said it's incorrect to say that you're limiting the scope of the FBI investigation into Judge Kavanaugh. But your own statement on Friday made it very clear. You said this investigation must be limited in scope. So which is it?
Well, no, I
Is
didn't
there-
say anything on Friday. What I said is, let the Senate decide whatever they want to do is okay with me. And also the FBI. I think the FBI should do what they have to do to get to the answer. At the same time, just so we all understand, this is our 7th investigation of a man who has really, you know, you look at his life until this happened, what a change he's gone through, what his family's gone through, the trauma for a man that's never had any accusation, he's never had a bad statement about him. I think he was #1 in his class at Yale. He was #1 in his law school at Yale. And then what he's gone through over the last 3 weeks is incredible. So I want the FBI, this is now their 7th investigation. So it's not like they're, just starting. I want them to do a very comprehensive investigation, whatever that means according to the senators and the Republicans and the Republican majority. I want them to do that.